Welcome to Not So Funny Podcast, but it's Knots like you're back. That's how you search it. K-N-O-T.
That is correct.
Not So Funny Podcast. I'm Christopher.
And I'm Amy.
And in this show, this is episode 000. We don't know what we're doing. We're trying. We're going to be doing...
That'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're massaging comedians or entertainers or anybody that wants to be on the show. If you think you're interesting, you can Gmail us at notsofunnypodcast@gmail. Yeah. We're massaging the comedians, and then what are you doing?
Oh, I'm making food.
Yeah,
I'm making delicious food. So at the end, it's kind of like this whole experience where our guest comes in, gets massaged, and then afterwards we eat and feast.
We love that. What is that movie? Be Our Guest, Be Our Guest. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, that's. I have that whole movie tattooed on my back. Like that's. We're all. Yeah, you don't want to know where the candle guy
Clearly,
is.
it's on your back. That's why you can't read it, and you had to think of the name. Of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I want the Be Your Guest ride at Disney. What the hell? Yeah, that would. They don't have one. They'll never have Beauty and the Beast.
No.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. But we'll introduce when we met. What year was it?
Okay, I think you had said at one point it was 2000, and then.
And what do you think it was?
I don't know.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting because dates. I'm good with numbers and time. I have an internal clock, but I'm not good at remembering dates.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2017 where we started actually dating.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah. We met. I was working at Burger King when I met you. I was still in high school.
Burger King?
Burger King, Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Burger King was my first job.
Right.
Well,
that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story. I do a lot of stories. Sometimes we lay in bed every night, and I'll just be talking, and then Amy's hand will twitch.
That means I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, she falls asleep, and I as a performer, I get upset because I'm like, oh man, I'm bombing right now.
But you love me so much that you're like, oh, she's just going to sleep.
Oh, she's drifting away. All right.
Yeah.
Instead, I'll just tell the rest of the story to our cat.
Yeah, because she's always.
Yeah, she's always right there.
Right.
Yeah, she's on my chest usually, but.
Yeah, that's the second place. The first place is near.
Yeah, she has. Our cat's name is Turd. That's Turd. How did you come up with that? How old is she?
I got her when she was a kitten at a pet store, and I saw her, and she was sleeping. She looked up, meowed adorably, and she was tiny. And I'm like, I have to have her. That was the worst idea ever. She's a pain in the ass. So that's why she got her name Turd, because I wanted to call her something cool, Odin or something rad, Freya, anything better than Turd, but. I kept on calling her Turd because she caught into everything, so that was her name.
And it's lasted, right? She was bottle fed.
No,
maybe?
She wasn't bottle fed.
Oh, I always thought she was bottle fed, so that's why she's such a turd. But she is a turd, but she's a good turd. She does.
She smells good.
Yeah, she smells great. She's black. People are like, "Oh, you have a black cat. That's bad." And I'm like, "Dude, she's dark chocolate. Her undercoat is brown." And so I get offended when people are like, "Do you have a black cat?" I'm like, no, she's dark chocolate. She's like a dark chocolate lab, but a cat.
Why would you be offended?
No, because they're like, "Oh, you have a black cat." That. Their energy is they're witches, witch cats, that. These are people on the streets that I encounter.
I would be proud to be a witch.
Yeah, Go for it.
I do tell her she's my familiar sometimes.
Your familiar? Your cat?
Yeah, my familiar.
Turd?
Do you know what a familiar?
No.
It's like Harry Potter and his owl.
Oh, okay. So it's like a Pokemon.
It's like your pet that can change. That can change. Furbies,
Elvira.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Uh-huh. She had Algonquin. She called him Gonk.
Oh.
And.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Gonk turned into, I think, a rat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember that movie? We watched it together.
We watched, but I didn't understand like the whole
I
familiar.
did have a problem when I was young. I loved that movie too much.
That's a weird way to like tell somebody that they're your friend. Oh, we have something familiar. And is it, oh, you're
It's not a friend.
It's not a friend.
It's not.
They're friends.
Does anyone else get this but me? No, like a familiar is like your
right. That's what
like when you're a
it.
witch. That's your
friend,
better half, like second half or something.
Wouldn't
it's like
that be
your
friend?
animal.
That's your best friend.
That can change and transform.
Right, I understand that, but isn't it their friend too? Like it's a witch friend.
Sure, but that's not how I really describe it. Of course, they're your friend.
Oh, there you go. I'm right. Yay, I did it. It's a familiar. Cheers. We got through to each other. That was great. See, relationships are a lot of fun.
They also have two different perspectives. I don't know about you, but I didn't really think that you got it.
I do now. Yeah. Turd is my familiar. Our familiar. Can we share? We can't have familiar.
It's particular to that witch.
Oh. Okay. What's a male witch?
A
warlock? A warlock. That's cool. Yeah. I like the name Warlock.
Do you remember that movie? Warlock?
The movie Warlock?
Yeah.
No.
Dude, that was pretty scary when I was a kid.
Yeah. Is it animated?
No. It was like from the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember the actor either.
There's a movie called Warlock.
Warlock.
Okay.
Straight up. Yeah. It was kind of intense. I really liked it though.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you'll know the actor. I forgot he's blonde, but yeah. It was pretty scary.
So we met in 2000.
Introductions.
Yeah. This is why it's good to marry your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're best friends. We have so much fun together.
We could do this all day.
Yeah, we do this all day, minus the lights and everything, but and the mics. But yeah, we met in 2000. I was working at Pizza Hut, and there was a guy named Hitlerfish. That was not his real name. That'd be awesome, actually. His first name is Hitler, last name Fish. That would be pretty weird. But no, we called him Hitlerfish because he had like nothing. He had a cleft lip, but he would have a mustache that would like make a little square. And so it was like a fish lip and a mustache. I'm realizing right now how offensive this could be to the community of the cleft lips. They're gonna come after me. There's nothing. I respect to them, you guys. That I shout out to the cleft lip community. Yeah. And he had a toupee that was like sweaty. It was so sweaty and would hook around. So it looked like this Hitler on duty. But he would come over and cheese was like, product. You gotta save your savings.
Save the cheese.
Save the cheese. And I reached in instead of using the measuring cup and he grabbed my hand and he shook my hand. He looked at me. He's like, "Cheese is gold, Chris." And
this is like the most classic story of the Pizza Hut stories because my brother worked with him, and then Katie worked there, my sister, and then all sorts of friends. It was like it was just a friend fest.
And I didn't know any of them, and
at this time.
But he shook my hand and he let go, and I said, and all our friends, we were all working, and I'm like, next time that guy touches me again, I'm gonna scream. And they're like, okay, whatever, new guy, FNG or whatever. And
new fucking guy.
Yeah, new fucking guy. And so a few days later, same thing. I reached in, he grabbed my wrist, and I just started freaking out. And he like let go, and then ran and hid in the freezer. And I got back to work, and my friends were like, dude, you do anything after the night, like, or after work, like, what, you down to hang out? I'm like, they're like, you like video games? I'm like, dude, of course, man. And they're like, dude, come over. And so we go hang out, and then one of the times we're hanging out, Amy came in, and it wasn't like love at first sight. She was in a relationship, and we were just friends, like, and we would hang out, but I always would bring donuts.
Yeah, so that's how I remembered Chris, was by him bringing like a dozen donuts.
I always brought donuts all the time.
Yeah, and then he had
a double gulp.
Is a double gulp. I don't even know how many ounces that is of
More than, it was like
Biofreeze.
72. Yeah, it was Slurpee. Yeah, Coke
Biofreeze.
Slurpee. Yeah, it's huge. And I would.
And he was about 110 pounds at that point, so that
it was
Slurpee
125
was just as big as he
pounds.
was.
125 pounds. I wasn't the machinist. I wasn't like Christian Bale.
He was really skinny. We
Yeah.
have a photo that pops up every now and then. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, where I'm actually drinking the
where
double
he's drinking
gulp. Yeah, I
and
had
he's just
leopard print hair at the time. I dyed all my hair. Leopard print and zebra and so
Anyway.
she called me Donut Boy.
Yeah, that's how I remember. And remember, you found out. I don't know what I said. I'm like, oh, I love the old fashions were my favorite, and you made sure that you brought me an old fashioned. I thought that was really nice.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You've never brought that up until now. I love how real this is. Yeah, and then like 20 years go by, and we just always like crossed paths through time, and just because that's what friends do. And then I finally became mature enough for you to. That's our cat Turd. She's upset that we have company. Yeah, I was mature enough. It was like a plant, like a flower.
So
I wasn't ready.
No, I imagine it being like these waves, and like this is where our paths cross, and then all of a sudden, like I don't know if I can do it because it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's like one of the. It's like this.
You're now on.
It's like that. That's how. Or it's like this.
No.
Bam. This is Amy and I. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it has to be perfect, and that was like 20 years later. How is that inappropriate? Why? It's a middle finger. Oh, wow. I've never tried that before. There was also what was it? It was this.
Oh.
And then you. There's. It's a vagina. Did you know that? We all knew that.
So that's how we met.
But I didn't know this was I didn't know.
That's how we met, and that's how we got to this point, because we started hanging out more like 2016, and then 17.
17 I proposed.
Was it 17? No, or 18 that you proposed?
17.
See, this is bad
it was during the solar eclipse. Yeah, the solar eclipse is crazy. Like, we were on a podcast with Frank Martinez the day before, and I was like, tomorrow is the solar eclipse. We were on a podcast where we were drinking beer, and you were teaching. She has a background in that as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forget sometimes.
Yeah, you brewed beer, and you were a judge for beer competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were on a podcast with Frank, and I said, tomorrow's going to be a special solar eclipse. And we went to Old Town. It was the City Hall in front of the fountain. Yeah. And we would always hang out right over there at night. Sometimes we'd grab each other's arms and swing around. Like, dude, that's how, when you're in love, like, yeah, it was you just grab each other's arms and swing around in the night, like in the grass. And we laid in the fountain when it was empty. We would just lay there and like watch the stars. It sounds like a romantic comedy. It was a rom-com. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely rom-commed.
Yeah, and then when there's a solar eclipse, there's like a shade, but it's a blue sky. It was very strange. I knew it was the right thing. It was right. And then we went, and I told you that there's going to be people filming at the City Hall.
Yeah, and then
nobody was there.
I was like, Chris, what the fuck were you talking about? Like, there's no one here.
And I'm like, and that's
what
when
is going on?
I'm like, right now, this is the time. This is it. Like the peak of the solar eclipse. And I went and proposed and
just look up. Just look up at the sun.
Oh, I told her, I was like, put your ring finger and block the sun out with your ring.
I'm like,
or your
how does
ring finger.
Like, I'm not.
I was like, just watch what happens. And that's when I slipped it on.
I am the opposite of double jointed. Like, my fingers like don't move.
She's all,
and I'm like,
I'm like breaking her arm. I'm like, do it. It's gonna. We have only so many seconds.
Yeah, I'm looking at my hands, going, wow, I didn't realize how terribly I can't even.
It was very awkward. Yeah, I was filming with my phone. I was just holding it down so like just to catch it on camera. Not like, oh, I'm gonna be famous. Like, no, I just wanted to remember how awkward. It's so awkward, but yeah, she said, yes. And then we got married during the lunar eclipse. Ponte Winery.
It was like immediately after that, we were looking for when we're going to get married.
Yeah, we went. I was like, when's the wedding has to be the next lunar eclipse, and thankfully it was only
like a year and a half.
Yeah, in 2019, January.
Mm-hmm. And your story with stand-up was like we were listening to Dane Cook a lot back in.
Yeah, I didn't even follow stand-up until Amy and I met, and then you introduced me to Dane Cook, and we actually went and met him at what's a record store of?
I was gonna say Spin because
oh my god, no, it was the one that went out of business in L.A.
Guitar? No.
No, what was it?
Tower.
No, Tower Records.
Tower Records.
Yeah. We went and met Dane Cook there, and he signed for us, for you. You're right. Yeah. You had 2 packets, one for your brother, Andy, too.
Yeah. It was a packet of Kool-Aid because he had that, oh yeah, Kool-Aid joke, which was amazing. And I think you were like, hey, can you sign that? And he laughed.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah. But I got into, we grew up with comedy. Like I have my dad's George Carlin, Class Clown records and his Cheech and Chong records they smell old and I love the smell.
Of old records?
Yes.
What do they smell like?
I don't know. They smell musky and antique-ish.
Oh, so just dusty.
Like. Yeah.
Like just skin. It just smells
Probably. Yeah, there's got to be a lot of oils
dust.
and anyway. Yeah. But no, so we grew up, my dad, like Don Rickles and I don't know. I can't think of
Richard Pryor.
But even before that was Carol Burnett, which my grandmother used to watch. So we were into comedy.
And I didn't know. Sadly, I didn't follow any stand-up or anything until you and I, and all of us, we became friends. They introduced me to metal. I didn't know about metal music, and it was a whole new world. When I met you guys, it changed. Definitely was a huge impact. But stand-up, didn't know about it. And then you, at the same time, when I started massaging.
Yeah, I went into pharmacy. So I'm a pharmacy tech. I've been for about 20 years. But it's not, it is what it is.
It's work. Hey, it does. Yeah. You're good at it too. And like I'm good at massage, but our passions are, my passions are stand-up and entertainment, and yours. Yeah,
I'm an artist at abysicreveries.com. And I used to judge beer, which I forgot about. I used to judge beer in San Diego, LA. So I really love flavors, and I really got into cooking food, and
she has an amazing palate. I didn't even know what a palate was until Amy and I started dating, and I'm the arm candy when we go to wineries and breweries. We'll walk in, and Amy will
raspberries.
Soon
as hose.
Every time when she starts sniffing in the breweries and the wineries, everyone's like, oh. Wow, here, like I'm just like, oh yeah, it tastes good. I'm learning, and thankfully Amy said that I'm starting to get a little bit of a palate, so I'm trying.
Definitely, it just takes time.
Yeah, and so now with like food, Amy, you're doing like nutritional science.
I'm a functional nutritionist also, and basically what that is healing your body from the inside out with food. So kind of educating yourself on what your body needs, doesn't need, and doesn't like. So, and going into that, what I'm making today is doing a non-traditional chickpea kind of Greek salad, homemade hummus, and oat tortilla / naan bread.
And you make the tortillas here?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't.
So basically it's gluten-free too. Some people have a problem.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, no, I can eat too much bread, and it's like Amy gives me a hard time sometimes. Like she thinks I'm farting, but I'm having inside my body makes sounds, but I'm not farting. Nothing's coming out
from the inside all the time like that.
It sounds like that. And she's like, "Are you farting?" I'm like, "No, nothing's coming out." "Do you smell stink?" "No, I'm not ripping them. My cheeks aren't flapping. It's internal."
Which isn't any better.
Which, by the way, I have like, I'll be massaging clients over the years, and I'm working next to like their shoulder, and they hear, and I think I'm like, maybe they can't hear it. And recently, I've had a couple where they're like, I'm like, can you hear that? They're like, yeah, I hear it. I'm like, is it relaxing? They're like, sure. Sure,
like
who
says that?
It's right in their ear. It's
So,
like part of the music.
Is my internal farting relaxing you right now?
Yeah, it's not fart. It's art. I like doing that. That's what I like. I like that when she doesn't the puns and all that. But yeah, so you'll be. So what we're gonna do now is
we're gonna introduce to you our first guest on the 000 podcast.
No, episode 000
of our podcast.
Not so funny.
Not so funny podcast.
It's Alonso Perez, everybody. So
Yay!
Amy's gonna switch. Don't forget to take off your mic.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sorry. And here comes Alonso. Here, take this. Unplug that.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Nice robe, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I heard you were giving out massages out here, and I just cannot deny a free rub down.
Yeah.
So
if that's what you want to call it, a rub down, that's good.
Where do I put this?
And then scoot closer. There you go. Nice. And then just attach it.
Yeah, I'd probably clip on one of my hairs.
Clip it some. There's a little
here we go.
shirt right there,
That
too.
makes sense.
There you go. A little tiny shirt.
Okay.
All right. Welcome. This is
Chris.
Cool. Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Now, Alonso, I remember when we first met, it was at Solaris Beer and Blending.
Yeah, you host an open mic there.
Yeah. On Mondays.
On Mondays, I saw it online.
7 p.m. Yeah, and you saw it. That's how you found out?
Yeah. I found out about it online.
Cool. Yeah.
And I took a dive, and I went, and perfect timing, right when I was coming back into stand-up, and it really, I felt like I'd love the crowd. It was a great show, and you were super awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So,
yeah, hosting is a challenge because you have to if you don't do good hosting, when you open the show, then every time you go up between comics, it's weird when you walk into the room and everyone just hates you. They're like, "Oh, here comes this guy again." And you're like, "All right, bring up the next comic." They're like, "Just keep it going. We don't like the host." So yeah, hosting is challenging.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get when you go into an open mic. I mean, you're kind of signing up to be hated by other comedians at any open mic or music festival. That was a nice crawl down there, Amy. Let's break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
But your show's super natural and organic. You're a great host, and I was like, "Oh, this is a cool guy. I hope he massages me someday." So,
yeah. No, I keep the massage and comedy separate. This is the first time I've ever tried to bring them together. So, a lot of people ask me, "Are you going to quit your day job?" And I've been doing massages for so long, I don't know if I can ever actually stop. So I'm figured out a way where when the day comes where I have to cut back and do more production and entertainment, I think I'll still be massaging. There's something about it, when you massage, and the best conversations come out during a massage,
right?
Because of muscle memory and people relax, and I'm like a Pandora's box of secrets.
Yeah, just something about physical touch that makes you open up a little more.
Yeah, no, it's weird. I
feel really weird saying that in this robe.
No, the robe's perfect. Yeah, so that's what's interesting about massaging, and then comedy, the entertainment. There's so many massages. The conversations have gone into the ether, and I've heard the craziest stories, and I'm like, man, and they'll say, "Oh, you can do that on stage." I'm like, I can't do it. There's something about, so I want to capture it during a pod. This is cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to do body work. And when was the last time you got a massage?
I'm gonna say maybe when I was 14 years old, I went to a brujeria. Are you familiar with the bruja?
I don't even know what you said.
A bruja,
is that one word?
Bruja is Spanish for witchcraft. I went to
Really?
this witch, magical wizard lady. And it's pretty much like Mexicans don't have healthcare. So we kind of really rely on these kind of organic healing ladies. And I clearly had a broken ankle, and I went into this witch to get a massage to fix my broken ankle.
What was the setup?
This was, okay, so we're in the boonies. We're in a bad neighborhood of a small town and in a trailer park where like a cholo answers the door. And he's like, oh yeah, my grandma's in the garage.
Wait, this is in the U.S.?
This is in America. Yeah, I'm from America.
I'm just.
I mean, I have like a white accent, but yeah, this is here.
So a cholo answered the door.
Yeah, cholo answers the front door, and like my mom's panicking, like, yo, this dude's like, my son broke his ankle, in Spanish.
And so you're 14. Is she carrying you, or
no? I'm limping. I was a big boy, I kind of like.
How did you?
I was like, for sure.
How did you break your ankle?
So I'm like the most whitewash for fuck culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cancel culture. But I was like very whitewash Mexican guy. So like I lived in a very ghetto neighborhood, a lot of cholos nearby. But I was like the normal dude. So I was convinced it was whitewash because I like skateboarding. I like rock music.
Normal dude, yeah.
You know what I mean? Right. I liked, collecting vinyl records and stuff.
Right.
And I was considered the rocker fool in the block. You know.
Okay.
What I mean? And so I was skateboarding, broke my ankle, and now I'm
doing like ollie. What were you doing when you?
I was jumping. Ankle? I was jumping off a set of stairs.
You were how many stairs?
It was like it was actually blocks. It's called 4 blocks, like maybe like an 8-foot 4 stair.
So you've been scared. You've been skateboarding a while before.
Yeah. So I never really go into it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I used to be a pud. I was a rollerblader.
Pud. What is that? Like a pug? Like
a pud? No, not badass. A bot. Yeah, not the dog. A pud.
Pud.
Yeah,
okay.
just a. That's what they would call skaters. Hated rollerbladers in the 90s, so they would call us puds. Yeah, no,
that explains why they disappeared when I started skating.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, no, they would kick their board out at me, and they're like, "Get out of here, you pud!" I was like, "What's happening? I just did a flip," and they're like, "Get out of here."
That's rad, man. I like that movie Brink. You see that movie Brink?
No.
It was like some Disney Channel movie with like roller skaters and stuff.
Okay, no.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the skaters would like always beat them up.
There was a 90s movie called where they rollerbladed. At the end, they went down Devil's Backbone or whatever, and it was I forget who was in the movie, but I forgot the name of the movie. Anyways.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, well, that was
actually,
very
that was
rude of
cool.
you.
I'm sorry.
It meant something to me.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I hope we figure it out.
Was
it the Goofy movie?
No, it wasn't the Goofy movie, but good guess, though. Yeah, it's right around the same time period. I can't believe I forgot, but so you broke your ankle jumping like 4 stairs or 8 stairs?
Yeah, it was like this. Just imagine it's a giant staircase at a park, and we're filming for like this project because I was so determined I could be a professional skateboarder, right?
Yeah.
And I was so mediocre. It relates a lot to comedy now, right? So, so I jump off this staircase and
you're on your skateboard. You do an ollie.
Yeah, I'm in the air. I'm like, I got this, dude. And then I broke my ankle, and I was just
your left ankle.
My right ankle.
Right ankle. Okay.
And my buddy like pushed me on his skateboard to my house.
Yeah.
It's super cool, and yeah, I had to go to the hospital. I clearly knew I had to go to the hospital, and they were convinced I had to go see this witch to massage my broken ankle. My parents.
Okay, so your parents.
I had parents.
So you guys go to the hospital. Was it
up.
Because they couldn't afford the bill, and they were like,
yeah. We didn't have insurance, dude. You know what I mean?
We got to go to a witch doctor.
Yeah, we were barely making it at that time, so it's like we got to go see this witch doctor for $20, and hopefully she can fix your broken ankle.
So you go to this house. The cholo answers the door, and then.
Yeah, and then this sweet old lady comes, and then I kind of had a bad juju off of her because she was a little too intense. She was very sweet looking, but something dark was within her, for sure. She was definitely some witchcraft going on. And she laid me down in this like garage floor.
Did she have like one white eye?
You know what? I don't think she did.
Like
but
a scar over it or something?
I think I'll forever remember her as that now, though.
And what would she say? No,
I mean she had like she was burning sage and shit, and then
over your ankle, and you're laying there probably trembling, like it hurts. I'm going into shock.
Yeah, I also didn't want to go to the hospital, so it's like because I know that I was gonna get shit for it. Because it's a big bill, right? So I'm like, whatever, lady, just do your thing. I know I need to go to the hospital still. Like
that's sort of scary. I can only imagine like candles around and this lady doing, and then the cholo like son over in the corner like watching from the far.
Yeah, he's just like watching Jerry Springer.
He's like practicing
like,
sea walking, like he's doing his moves.
So yeah, that was pretty much the scene. And anyway, she ended up destroying my ankle, and I had to go to the hospital.
Damn, she's trying to heal your ankle.
Yeah, she did not know what she was doing. She was like pretending. I was like, this lady's just wiggling my toes and stuff. I'm like, this is not helpful.
Wow, she jacked it up. Did your ankle ever heal?
Yeah, it did on its own over time.
You can move your ankle.
I can move my ankle, but I got a click.
There's a little clicky.
Yeah, like those dog clicky things. It sounds like that every time.
So dogs like react.
Yeah, dogs. When I walk upstairs, dogs are like, stop.
Like a dog. That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, when was the last time you had a massage? Did I already ask you that?
That was that one time. That was the last time I had a massage. Was from my witch.
That's it.
That was it. I've never trusted healthcare after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you consider that healthcare? Like,
yeah.
What kind of?
I'm telling you, I grew up Mexican, man. That was considered healthcare. We didn't have insurance. You go see the old lady.
Below insurance is witch doctor. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. They have like the black market plan or something.
Yeah.
What is it called?
That's how it works in the barrio.
That's cool. All right. Well, let's start this treatment. You down for? So, what areas do you want me to focus on? Do you have any pains like shoulder or like?
Yeah. Lately, I've had shoulder pain.
Right shoulder?
Yeah, my right shoulder, just from falling from skateboarding and baseball and stuff. I played baseball in high school, so that kind of fucked me up. I was a jock. I was a loner jock, by the way. I didn't fit in with the jocks, and I didn't fit in with like the nerds, and so I was just like this outcast skateboarder, dude. So
all right,
fucked up shoulder.
Are there any areas to avoid completely, like broken bones or?
No, just my wrist. Don't touch my wrist either.
Which one? Wrist?
My right wrist, please.
Avoid the right wrist.
Avoid the wrist. Don't ask why. You don't want to know why.
All right. No, it's okay. If someone says don't ask why, I'm not that guy.
Okay.
No, tell me why. I just told you no. What's wrong with you? You don't understand? Yeah. No, that's cool. All right. So avoid the right wrist. Your right ankle's got a little click in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut now, and then we're going to have Alonso, you're going to start on your back, laying underneath the sheet. You'll be covered the entire time. The only part that's uncovered is the part I'm actually working on, and then I'll avoid your right wrist. I don't know if I have any witch doctor powers to undo what she did to your ankle, but we'll work through it, and we'll do a massage, and we're going to win you back over to that you can get healed by seeking help from professionals.
Okay.
Instead of going to the witch doctor. So, anyways, let's do this cut. Thank you for. I hope you enjoy your treatment, and then food too after.
Yeah, that's what I'm stoked for. Free food.
The massage you're a little weary about.
Massages.
A lot of comedians are like, you do massages? I would never get a massage from you. I'm like, why? Because you're crazy. But then in massages, people find out I do stand-up, and they're like, dude, it's probably boring and dry.
I would not want to.
I don't want a massage. I don't want to see your stand-up.
I feel like the black sheep on either side.
Yeah.
Massaging stand-up. What did I sign up for? I don't know.
Exactly. All right. So what we'll do is we'll cut, and then you just we'll all step out of the room, and you get nice and comfortable underneath the sheet, and we'll start the massage.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You can place a bolster underneath your knees. There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
You said you were just saying something about an ultrasound machine. What was that?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I do these like medical research studies, and they pay really good. But they did this like ultrasound machine.
You're fine. Go on.
And I just let a bunch of like medical students touch me with this proctor in lube.
What?
Lube.
Wait, you signed up for a medical study. How much did they give you?
It was like $200 for like 20 minutes.
Oh, and then they took a probe? You said they took a probe?
No, not a probe. It was like an ultrasound. Well, I guess that's a probe, right?
Well, no.
They didn't stick it inside.
Yeah, they didn't put it. Are you sure you didn't get abducted by aliens?
Maybe that might have happened actually. Somehow I ended up with $200 and a bunch of lube on my body. So,
what did they find? Did they find anything?
No, I mean it was a study, like a research study. This is an interesting face massage. Can you explain this a little bit?
No, I'm hitting my favorite muscle is the buccinator. The buccinator's like, you have to say like it's a buccinator.
Oh man, where'd you learn this? In Tampa?
No, Tampa, Florida?
Yeah, Tampa Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, the Buccaneers. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I like.
Oh no, that's
cool. That'd be a good football team, the Buccaneers.
I think it's on the Wendy's menu too.
The Baconator.
Oh, the Baconator. My bad.
Yeah, we're working the jawline right here. This is gonna. It releases tension, and we're gonna untie everything and work into the neck. No, relax.
Oh.
The best way to help is to not help at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it sounds like a date rape kind of.
Yeah. What was it? There was that movie with Sacha Baron Cohen where he said he saw the massage therapist on their shirt, but he saw the rapist because rapist looks like the.
Yeah, I think I've seen
therapist looks like the rapist spelled out, and he like came in and like attacked him.
Yeah, was this the Grimsby? The brothers?
Yeah,
or something like that?
That's right. Yeah, so.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen's hilarious.
No,
that's pretty good.
It's interesting with massage. Relax. You said the last time you had a massage was with the witch doctor. That's not even a massage. That's terrible.
Yeah, she just kind of rubbing on me.
With her one white eye, you're a scared 14-year-old.
Yeah, not so scared. I was just kind of laughing at the same time. I was just so much in pain that like I was just laughing at the situation. Like, these people actually believe this shit.
Your parents are crying.
In my own pain.
Yeah, your parents are crying. Or like, are we messing him up? And then you became a comedian.
Yeah, that's kind of, most comedians come from
some weird trauma of some sort. Yeah, I'm using a little CBD oil from a company called Lazarus. Lazarus CBD oil.
Lazarus. I think I might name my daughter that.
Lazarus?
Yeah.
You're going to have a daughter?
Or son.
Congratulations.
No, I'm not. But maybe a theoretical daughter, I would name it.
Your future daughter will be Lazarus.
For a minute.
Yeah, I'm full of shit.
For everyone watching, you try doing a massage with no music. Yeah, give it a shot. A lot of people will ask, like, or they're like, do you get tired of the massage music? I'm like, I don't even hear it anymore. I just do the work, and sometimes they're like, if the music cuts out, that's when you know you've done massage for too long. Is when you can keep massaging with no music. It's
like the opposite of the Grammys. It's like when the song runs out, it's like you're out, dude.
Yeah, time to get out. Get out of here. Yeah.
Once the song's over, it starts getting creepy.
Yeah. So when you feel the tension that I'm working out in your shoulder, just focus your attention to your fingers and toes and try to be like wet spaghetti. The more relaxed you are, the more you'll get out of the treatment. But I'm just untying your shoulder right here. Oh, I hit the mic. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, I'll work here. Yeah, wow. You got all kinds of knots. It's crazy. It's like that movie Gremlins. Remember all the Gremlins when they get fed and the water gets on them and their back starts to bubble? That's what knots. That's what knots feel like.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Was that you or me?
That was my knuckle. Yeah, okay, you're okay. Now, where did you grew up in California?
Yeah.
You're a California native.
I am California native, local, born and raised. My parents migrated from Mexico, and I grew up in a small desert town called San Jacinto, Cowtown.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, most people don't know where that is. I have to refer my small town to another small town. It's called Hemet.
Oh.
Yeah, Hemet was like one of the worst.
Hemet backwards is Teme.
Teme, sure, I don't know. Sure, I grew up in Teme, I guess.
Teme.
It was like
South Park.
If you Google it, I do know South Park. I do love South Park. If you Google it, it's like one of the most dangerous cities.
Really?
Yeah, in California.
Damn. And was the witch doctor there?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
That's where you find witch doctors and
and so
different kind of crystals. They didn't have like the type of crystals you think that witch would have. No, this was like crystal meth. Like,
she just had crystal meth lying around.
Yeah, over her windshield, her windows, whatever.
Your parents are like, their eyes are all red. They're like, That's cool. So when did you start doing stand-up? How old were you?
I think I was 24.
24 years old.
Yeah, 24, 25. I was turning 25, but I've always loved stand-up and ran into an open mic.
Your first time doing stand-up, you just went into an open mic?
A random open mic. Like I was just walking.
Like at a bar?
It was a coffee shop.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was in LA. I had just gotten coffee. I was skateboarding, doing my own thing, and I saw people speak into this microphone, and I had just got done watching the comedy show, so I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try it, and I did.
How'd it go?
I had 2 jokes that I already had written.
Do you remember the first one?
Yeah, I still use the first one to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay.
I don't want to say my closer.
Yeah.
You know how sad that is? One of your first jokes, right? You ended up keeping it, but...
How did you feel after you did your set and at the coffee shop? Was it nighttime?
It was afternoon, sunset time.
Wow.
And yeah, actually, I might be slightly narcissistic. It might have gotten a lot worse than it was, but if someone laughed and said that joke was funny, so I thought I'd try writing more.
Cool.
And yeah, that's how I started.
The first time at a coffee shop in LA. Dude, yeah. You didn't take any classes or anything. You had no background in theater? You
Nothing.
Didn't,
actually, theater kids we'd make fun of. Like you were pretty much not cool if you
did theater in your little posse.
Yeah,
skateboarders doing
just in the neighborhood.
Flips.
I would probably be afraid of getting jumped if I was in the theater.
Wow, poor theater kids.
Yeah.
I wonder how they felt about you. They probably had they would act out scenes of how they would encounter skaters. There was probably some.
No, I was just some Mexican dude. They didn't know that. They didn't want nothing to do with me.
Is that right there? There you go. We're gonna these here again.
Yeah,
no,
sure.
Fine.
Do your
Relax.
thing.
There you
do
go.
Your thing, baby.
All right. So after you did your first time, did you ever take any comedy classes?
No,
or,
I never really. Honestly, I grew up just watching stand-up specials.
Wow.
So
who was your I don't know, your inspiration?
So the first, it's funny because I'm nothing like this, but the first comedy set I've ever seen was Comedy Central presents Bruce.
Bruce?
Yeah.
I have never heard that.
Bruce, it's this big gentleman who's hilarious.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Huh. I've never heard this.
Yeah, you definitely have to watch. He's OG comedian, and also obviously Mitch Hedberg was the second one.
Dude. He's my
comedy hero.
Yeah,
Kurt Cobain of stand-up.
I feel like he kind of taught me what a joke was.
Yeah, no, he's a classic jokes.
So,
I've always been a storyteller. I've done popsicle. I used to do popsicle stick jokes. I'll tell you a funny story about jokes or popsicle stick jokes. There was a time when I bombed. My worst bomb was at Pachanga Comedy Club. And who was it with? It was with Kevin Millard and he's a DJ. I can't remember his name right now. I'm embarrassed. I don't remember his name. Anyways, I opened for 2 Fridays and 2 Saturdays, and I was so dirty. I was the dirtiest comic. I always say, you start in the gutter and you work your way out. I was super dirty, and they didn't like me. And the last Saturday show, it was later, and I botched my callback. Totally, it was terrible. And I'm like, that's my time, folks. My name is Christopher Keith Tyler. I'm gonna bring out your feature. And it was silence. It was like 300 people. It was packed in the club.
How long were you doing comedy for, like, before you?
This was in 2000, 2010.
So how long were you doing comedy for?
A year.
Wow.
Yeah,
so
it was my first time doing a club. It was my first time doing a club gig.
Wow, you're in.
And I'm walking off stage and it's silent. And then this lady in the front row stands up and she's like, "That guy fucking sucks." And everybody started clapping for her. And
it was so bad. They were cheering for the one that was calling it out.
That's how bad I bombed.
Oh, that's a dream, man.
And, no. So I was like, I gotta write like something that everybody can like. I'll write the cleanest jokes I could possibly write. So I wrote 3 popsicle stick jokes. And I went back like for an open mic there. And yeah, they dug it. I was so upset that gotta write popsicle stick jokes. So I figured out you gotta meet in the middle, doesn't have to be crystal clean, but it, don't go super raunchy.
Yeah, it's whatever you feel like saying, man.
Yeah.
It doesn't all have to make sense, I guess.
What was the biggest bomb that you ever
experienced?
Yeah, what's the worst bomb?
Of course I've bombed a bunch of times. So I'll tell you a recent bombing that I've done that's not on the news or anything, but so I did this like all black room in San Diego, and I was like,
and they'll let you know,
and they'll let me, they let you know right away if you're doing good or not. And so I go up and I'm fucking doing my zingers, and I was the only pale person in the room, we'll just say. And I was the palest person in that room. And they were just silent the whole time.
Damn.
And like one guy in the back was like, "Oh, come on, man." And another dude's like, "Oh, this guy's fucked up." Like, but after the show, I hit the bar, and it was like this super like dive, like ratchet bar. And this guy bought me a drink, and he goes, "Hey, you weren't that bad. They weren't laughing because you weren't black." And I was like, "All right."
Right.
I was like, "All right, that's
about race."
Yeah, it had nothing to do. But they pointed that out, and I was just like, "Okay," and I actually got a bid off of that, so that was pretty cool.
Damn. Yeah, bombing. There's different levels of bombing too. A lot of people will think that, bombing, they just didn't like me tonight, so I bombed. And you're like, well, dude, there's like small grenades and then there's nukes. Like you will bomb so hard where there's people who get mad and they want to fight you in the parking lot or approach you in the back of the room, and then there's other bombs where it's just quiet. Like first there's like quiet, like
the quiet bomb might be the worst, honestly.
I don't know, if they start chattering, people are talking, and
they just
like, damn, they don't even. They're more interested in their conversation than what I'm doing up here. And I'm up here sweating. Negative, and then there's the people that turn on you, and they're like, "Hey, you suck!" And like, All right, so we had another camera overheat, so we're going back into this. All right, I don't remember what was the last topic? We were talking about.
Honestly, I lost track of that
It's all
conversation.
right. So, with we were talking about bombing.
Oh yeah, bombing, dude.
Yeah,
bombing sucks.
In massage, a massage can bomb as well. Like there's times where people, they're like, how long have you been doing massage? And I just can't do this. I can't. I had to leave. Excuse me. That doesn't happen. But that, I guess, in bombing.
What feels worse, like bombing a comedy set or a massage?
It's more, when it's harder to perform for a small audience, right? So when it's one-on-one, I think that's more personal versus bombing in front of a lot of people. I don't know. Like, yeah.
What hurts more?
I don't know. Yeah. When you're working on somebody, you're trying to help them and you're trying to heal them. And if they're just like, you're terrible, this is horrible, how long have you been doing this? I'm so uncomfortable. But thankfully, being a male therapist, like I've had to set the bar at a way where people will feel comfortable with me. So you learn to be like a Jedi, going in the meet and greet. When you meet somebody, you shake their hand and they earn their trust. Yeah, the introduction.
It's like the first joke. You kind of want to win them
right,
over. Right,
yeah.
away.
It is similar to stand-up in a way. The introduction.
You're touching people through their ears, not their bodies, I guess. Yeah. Through their minds, that makes more sense.
Oh. We have two things going on right now. Yeah. So this is the ankle, the witch doctor ankle.
Yeah, it's the forbidden ankle. That's the clicker.
What if I was working on your ankle and all of a sudden the witch came through right now?
Like a genie?
I start and I'm like, yeah. I have this one white eye and she starts speaking through me. I love scary movies.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
Try to find any scar tissue. So did you keep doing skateboarding?
I never really stopped, dude. I'm kind of like, it's crazy. I'm getting closer and closer to be the oldest guy at the skate park.
That's how I am with massage.
Yeah, you never feel
like
older.
Guy.
You feel old as shit at a skate park though, because it's mainly kids. They look at you like you're an adult, and in my head, I'm still just a child. So,
one of those kids on like a razor comes by and does like a pop shove it on his razor.
Yeah, a little spinneroonie, maneuver.
You're like, oh, dude, I just got pwned by a razor kid
with the dinosaur helmet. This is great.
Yeah. My first major accident was in second grade. I don't know what those sounds are. Those weird electronical sounds.
That's just my pet robot dog.
Oh, okay.
Just carry around.
When I was in second grade, I would street luge in Georgia.
Street luge?
Yeah, you'd lay on your skateboard and you'd go down the hill.
I thought this was like that Bahamian fucking bobsled team.
Sorta, yeah. I mean, yeah, street luging. You bomb down a hill.
What was that movie called? Cool Dogs or something like that?
Cool Runnings?
Cool Runnings.
Yeah. Cool Dog.
Cool Dogs. Yeah.
The new John Candy hit, Cool Dog. It's the kid, a dog on a sled.
Yeah.
Some guy pushes them down the hill.
It's just a bootleg Air Bud.
Yeah. Cool Dog. In second grade, I went, my buddy Richie and I did a sleepover, and my mom was still inside, and I'm like, Mom, can I go down the hill one more time? She's like, okay. And she was hanging out with his mom, and we go outside, and the street lights had came on, and I lay on my skateboard, and I'm like, you guys go first. I'll catch up with you. And they go down the hill. There's a cul-de-sac at the bottom, and I lay on my board. I'm going down the hill, feet first on my back, and all all of a sudden somebody's sprinkler head was aiming out into the street, and the water made the ground slippery, and I go to stop and I sit up on the board and I put my feet down, and I was hydroplaning on the street. I couldn't stop, and I'm like, Richie, get out of the way. And there was a couple other friends there. They get up off their board and the boards flip up and the trucks are facing up, and my truck's connected with theirs. And I went face first like a lawn dart.
Catapulted.
Off the board. And I put my palms back, my wrists up.
Right.
And I had an overbite. And I went front teeth, top
Just
teeth first,
scorpion. Right
into the sewer lid, manhole.
Oh, man.
I went face first into a manhole. And I was out cold. And I remember waking up under the streetlight, and they're like, "Oh, he's alive." I'm like, "Why am I so sweaty?" And I wiped my face, and there was blood all over my face.
Yeah, it's funny. You do think it's sweat, huh, when you're bleeding from the face?
Yeah. And they walk me up to the house, and they run inside, and they're like, "Miss Autumn, Chris is hurt bad." And like my front lips were both split. I broke my front teeth really bad. And when my mom told me that I was going to get stitches, that's when I started freaking out. And
Yeah,
we butterflied it. And I held my lips together.
Whoa.
And I didn't scar. I was lucky.
No cleft?
No cleft lip. No, that's a good callback. Yeah,
You're welcome.
That's why I have this connection with Hitlerfish. There's something about that cleft lip. I could have been him. I could have stayed there. He was me in the future.
You try to make the best of the situation, and that's what you were looking to?
Yeah. Yep. So
that's great.
See, it all wraps around. Yep. So yeah, that was my first time getting hurt. All of my injuries have been head trauma.
What was the last time you got hurt?
Let me think. The last time I a bad injury were are you talking about hospital visit?
Could be anything.
Well, thankfully when I started doing stand up, that was my adrenaline fix, and so I wasn't doing crazy stuff anymore. But I'm trying to think. The last time I got really hurt, I'm just gonna say when I got my crowns replaced on my top front teeth just recently. Mm-hmm. That was getting your teeth shaved down and re-crowned is trauma in itself. And I went recently, and the doctor, I guess he was having a bad day because somebody called out. So he came in, and I was huffing on my nitrous when he came in, and I saw him, and I asked him, how are you? And he just sort of just stared at me. And I started huffing on the nitrous even more. I was so scared. And he just started sawing down my two front teeth. And he capped them, and then I look in the mirror, and they were 1 millimeter shorter than they originally were.
Right, so there's just something slightly off. You can really
That's
tell.
Only Amy and I can, or family members, I guess. But if you look at my past versus now, my two front teeth are a little short, but they look good.
Honestly, they look really good.
Yeah, they look better.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, because when I look at people, I oftentimes look at their mouths. I don't know what it is. It's it's part of who they are in a strange way.
Because it is on their body. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and so thankfully Amy approved, and
later it looked better.
But at first it was a little different. I mean,
it was different.
I mean, what other option did you have? Just straight bug vinyl.
Yeah. That's why I just accepted and moved on.
Yeah.
His smile looks very, very nice.
I'm thankful, but yeah, that was I think the last time I would say I got hurt, but that's just because it's not fun to get massive dental work done. When was the last time you got hurt? Recent.
Recent? Oh man, probably physically hurt, my wrist. Emotionally hurt, probably last Wednesday.
Oh no! What happened?
Let's just say I was on a date at a comedy show and she bailed.
Bailed while you were in your set?
And during my set. And
yeah.
And that it didn't hurt me that she bailed. It hurt me that someone walked out of the room.
You're like, oh, 1% down.
I feel like emotional pain's a lot worse than physical pain. Because physical pain, you can just deal with it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have you carefully... let me take this lapel off. All right, we'll sit that right here for right now. And I'll take this neck roll. There you go, sir. And then I'm gonna carefully hold this sheet down, and I'm gonna have you carefully flip over and scoot up into that face cradle.
Okay.
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah, either or.
What am I doing?
Just turn over on your front.
Okay, I'm not used to getting directed like this, Chris, right?
There you go. There you go. And then rest your arms alongside your waist underneath the sheet.
Right here?
Yep. And rest your arms alongside your waist.
My waist like this.
Perfect. There you go, sir.
It's probably like instructing the kindergarten.
All right, let me figure out where we're going to put that lapel. I'm going to place it. Let's see. I'm going to hang it from right here. See if this works. Here we go. Almost ready. There we go. Try that. All right. I should get some audio.
Is that camera kind of straight or no?
I think so. Yeah.
It's
We're going to turn on the camera. It's really cool that we have a camera underneath the face cradle. Oh.
I feel like a car looking down at a mechanic. Like I'm about to get my oil changed right now.
This is a fun experience. Yeah, you're the car.
Yeah, I'm the car looking down at Frank the mechanic. Right? Yeah.
What were we saying? I forget. You remember what was the last thing?
I don't know. We could just move on to a new topic if you like.
So, have you heard of a linear city?
No, what is linear city?
Right now, like currently this year, 2022, they've made plans in Saudi Arabia to be the first one where they're taking, imagine like a giant wall that has mirrors on both sides. We're talking like 9 stories high, and there's a city, and everything you need and want is inside this wall, but it's super thin, like probably, I don't know, a quarter mile wide and 120 kilometers length. That's what I saw. It's huge. But yeah, and that'll save on the bring back what the because humanity keeps spreading the buildings, and we need more land. But if we give the land back, then it'll help the earth. That was the overhead camera.
Okay.
It's all right. Yeah. So yeah, linear city. There's even a video of like what they would do with New York if they just leveled New York and put in a linear city. It's something. You heard of this?
No, until you explained it to me now, but it just sounds like so complex.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of things to do, a lot of work compared to what the people are now.
Yeah, linear city. Have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
Yeah.
What's the one that clicks with you the most?
I wish I had one on the top of my head.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of movie titles
Uh-huh.
I just fuck up. Is that the Mandela effect, right? Where you like relate one thing, it's a different one?
No, the Mandela effect is like in the movie Star Wars. People in my generation remember. Does that hurt your wrist?
No, keep going.
Okay. Luke. Yeah, I am your father.
Right? Yeah.
Right, but now, and it's always been, no, I am your father. There's no Luke. He just says, no, I am your father.
Yeah, of course.
That's a Mandela effect.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. A lot of movie titles.
Oh, movie title or quotes?
Quotes.
Yeah, and so that things keep changing, and so a lot of people are starting to lean towards simulation theory that maybe this is all a simulation, and CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, is turning on and updating our possibly updating the simulation, so all these changes keep being made.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I mean, if this is all a simulation,
it could be. It very well could be. I mean, you're kind of deep in my shoulders. It doesn't feel like right now, but
I could get any point across if I just massage people. I can manipulate their muscles and their mind.
You're manipulating me that this is actually a simulation.
He's gonna walk out of here and be like, linear city, Mandela effect.
Just gonna jump out your patio.
Yeah. How do you feel? Since we've been running out of camera space, we're gonna end the treatment now. But I mean, that was the first massage since a witch doctor worked on you.
Yeah, it was super painful, man, but I feel loose.
It was super painful?
Yeah, that was
on
really
a scale
painful.
of 1 to 10, 10 being a scalpel, and this massage, where do you rate the massage?
Oh, man.
A scalpel, if I was cutting...
Yeah, usually I'm scalping other people, so I really don't relate to that, but I'm going to say that was a solid 6. Yeah,
6 out of 10? That's good.
Yeah,
we want to be between like a 6 and an 8. You don't want to be like sweating through the treatment. You want to be able to stay somewhat relaxed, but the hurt so good is the phrase that we're going for.
Yeah, it hurts so good, baby.
Yeah. I don't know how about... I don't feel comfortable with you saying baby during the...
Sorry, just relating it to my typical massages, but they're like...
with your witch doctor?
Yeah.
You're like, you kept calling her baby, and that's why she broke her ankle?
Yeah.
She broke it more?
The last massage show I got invited to was in Palm Springs off of Craigslist, and I didn't feel comfortable taking that dive. Luckily, I knew who you were.
Oh, thank you.
I opened myself to this.
All right, so we're going to end right here for your massage. I hope you feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
And now we're going to move into the food portion. So I'll step out, and you just get dressed back into your robe or your clothes, whatever you want to do. We'll just put something on, and we'll start from there.
Did you stay in my underwear?
No. Here we are. We're back, and how do you feel?
So relaxed, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've never been, like, the shoulder work definitely opened me up.
Underneath the scapula, prying it open. You were, he was flinching with his right wrist hurting. Yeah, and we, like, there's a process of, you have to be willing to let go. So
yeah, I feel like letting myself be vulnerable like that was also like a bigger step aside from like the physical thing, just allowing myself to be touched.
It's interesting,
like
and with all the lights too, and the cameras, and like it's a different setting. And even for myself, like I have to stay, in the zone and feel. But yeah, you had a lot of knots. You have a lot of character, and I look forward to. I hope that you stick with it. Keep getting massages on a regular, like a car. Oil change. Don't wait. And then make sure you drink a lot of water.
Especially after...
It was so concentrated. All that lactic acid and muscle manipulation. You might feel like a headache or nausea or, feel uneasy. So,
okay.
Yeah. But that's why we have the good food. This is a good way.
This looks fucking incredible. Like, can you give it? I mean,
what is this?
Okay, so
give us a rundown.
These
please.
again are the annoying. I don't have a tortilla smasher cooker. So these are like handmade. They take a long time. They just take a long time because you have to keep flipping them like a pancake. So it's made of oats, garlic, nooch, and water, and that's it. And then you just thin it out and make it kind of like a pancake. And then you cut them pretty.
And what's this?
This is kind of like my rundown of a Greek salad with chickpea, or a chickpea salad with Greek. But there's feta, carrots, cucumber, and then, you know, we cooked the chickpeas with some paprika, garlic, so much stuff in it. But yeah, and there's also red bell pepper, so if you guys are okay with that. Lettuce, just in case you want to wrap it. And then some homemade hummus that I made actually yesterday, so it would be extra delicious today.
And you made this in a blender.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so it'll be nice and filling and very good right after a massage.
Right on.
Sweet.
Healthy.
All right, so where can we for your artwork? Like, I don't know if you've seen. There's like this really beautiful artwork that Amy does. Where can we find your website?
Abysicreveries.com.
Bist. All right. And how do you spell that?
ABYSSIC. Reveries, like the dream. REVERIES.com.
Cool. And then Alonso, where can we catch you on your? Do you have any book shows or social media?
So
where can we find you?
You can follow my Instagram, check out my stories, and hang on in there, or my new TikTok account at Comic Al Perez, and you'll see some videos up there soon. But I'll be around the IE if you're local. Look me up. I'm not so funny.
You're performing at Bailey's coming up here on Wednesday.
I'm doing a drag show, so I'm opening myself up to some new new sources of fanhood.
That's cool. I've never been in a drag comedy show. That's super cool.
Yeah, this is fire, by the way. But
the food?
Hot?
Yeah, this food is delicious. Fire's like with the. I'm trying to make myself a little more useful.
Oh, you don't have to try.
This is tasty. Yeah, so I decided to open myself up to new things, and I thought a drag show would be a great opportunity for me to do so.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's amazing.
And you can find me on Twitter, CKTComedy82, or you can type in Christopher Keith Tyler. On Facebook, CKTKC, my page. It's my initials, frontwards and backwards. Instagram, CKTKC, YouTube, Christopher Keith Tyler, and Not So Funny Podcast. Follow us here, and we look forward to doing so many more shows like this, and we're working the kinks out, and thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we're going to enjoy this food that Amy's made.
Hell yeah.
In-house.
So good.
And thank you, Frank, for helping us with all the equipment. Frank Martinez. Follow him as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's it.
Frankie baby.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, so you can see us at Solaris on Mondays. Solaris Beer and Blending, 7 p.m. I run the open mic there. And Tuesdays, Shamrock Irish Pub and Eatery, Murrieta, 8 p.m. So those are 2 months. Start the week off with some laughs.
This is good.
This is so good.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even focus. I see free food and I just gotta destroy it.